United. So it was a bit of a shock that they lost 6-2 against Chipa. Did lose 3-2 against Downs. A week before that Skukuna United game, while Old College played Makesi and Amazulu. Both ended up in no points for them, 2-0 and 3-2 respectively. Seconds before the opening quarter. Sweet pass that through the lines, that's more like it. I have to say the crowd has been suspiciously quiet today. 15 minutes in, really hearing them blazing those acoustics and those non-traditional football hymns. It's past the opening quarter and it's still 0-0 between a side that is 11th in the division and one that is rock bottom in Old College in 16th. Gives me a chance to give you a quick rundown, by the way, of what the lay of the land looks like. The JDC Orlando Pirates, Stellenbosch and Mamelodi Sundowns in the top 3 positions. Richards Bay, I think, have had a real upswing this season. They snuck mid-table. Chiefs 7th and 8th. Chiefs in competition against Orlando Pirates tomorrow. That's a big game. Pushing his man into the box. Referee blows the whistle against the attacker. Bottom 3 sees Old College, Golden Arrows and Babina Noko.
You see there, Cornel just had to open up his arm or his hand and don't grab onto the t-shirt of the defender, Temba. He's a big boy, can hold the ball up nicely, but he needs to make sure how he wants to keep the defender away from the ball.
Both teams in possession of lanky and strongly built strikers. 22-year-old Fluri Ubisi as well as Cornel Gusa from Kempton Park, the other from Rusty Dusty. I think you can figure out which one is which. It's pass to the right wing and a touch as well as eloquent as Fine China.
It looks for me that the right-hand side of TS Galaxy, where Kulu and Udikan is operating.
Here's a moment here from Kusan, back to goal. He does it extremely well. And it's an improvement from what you mentioned earlier. He was holding on to the defender shirt. This time around, it was an open palm push. And he almost got rewarded for the change in tact. Good ball.
Look at that ball over the first defender. And also the first touch. I think he should have just went across the body, going for the far post of Capono's goals. But that's an attempt.
Corners away from the corner on the volley, cleared off the line. How close was that? I mentioned the potential importance and impact of set pieces. Flag stays down, but the touch is errant. Takes him away from the danger area and almost sees the flames diffuse slightly. They're building some attacking power on Galaxy. Now with Walters, he can continue the flow of the attack.
I think Walters was just rushing there. There was no pressure on him. But here is the corner kicks from Marks, and you see at the far post, Temba, there was not much power on that Lakam ball. If he could have hit it with the laces, it would have maybe given the defender that was on the line of Old College a bit of a problem to clear it. But he went with the instep, and that ball was coming down. So there was not much power behind that ball from Marks, Tay Marks.
Trigger run made by Walters, ignored the goal central. Busan has been heavily involved. Galaxy do well to get up the pitch. Simplistic play. But then go back to this vertical passing, or horizontal passing rather. Sideways. Can only mostly undo a already under pressure and low on confidence defense. Straight passes through them. cut them like a hot knife through butter, I would say. The college holding firm as things stand. No one really taking ascendancy in this game as yet. Gusan has had the best chance, a half chance created by the big striker. By the way, on the subject of Cornel Gusan, I'm sure he's got a few of his mates here watching him. I'll tell you why, Fabian. He attends Kwamhlanga Secondary. One of the few players in the Tex Galaxy rank that actually schools in Kwamhlanga. It's in grade 11.
Not only the former schoolmates are here, maybe the whole family is here, because I mean it's either just down the road or up the hill where you find the stadium. It's always nice to come back and play in your hometown or in your hood, so that it gives your family or relatives that opportunity to just come and have a look at you on the field of play in action. And I'm sure there's a goal waiting for them to celebrate later.
Just another 10 minutes to go before they are foul up. Two sides playing as expected. Very cautious, to say the least. This opening half just may be down to a moment of brilliance, or whoever looks to paint outside the box, to get in the box and get something. Because right now, from a creativity perspective, this game taking too many creative boxes. Turn by Kotofalo Machomane. Call for an assessment by coach Boriso Makoya himself. That's how he made it to the team. Player from Winterveld in Pretoria, surrounded by two red jerseys there. Heavy knee strapping. I wonder if there's a pre-existing injury or something he picked up during the week, or maybe in the warm-ups, because he didn't spot the bandage around his knee during the warm-ups, right?
No, not at all. And my advice to players is don't show that you are carrying an injury or being all strapped up. I mean, for the game of rugby, that you can understand.
You will only see
you know,
bandages for stitches there.
I mean, till up the ears they strapped up here, but it's not good, especially for these young lads, you know, to play with the niggling injury and strap it all up. So if they can avoid it, they must leave the strapping and leave it for the other games.
Speaking of the Springboks, the Azzurri doing very well, keeping the double World Cup champions at bay. It's 3 unanswered points in favor of the Springboks, with 4 minutes to go before the halftime whistle. Ucharasi Rasmus bringing the changes in that one, but 11 or so from the side that won against France.
He had to make some changes there because they had a big game up when they played against France, and the lads are up for it, and I'm sure the second half they're going to come out even stronger, because that's not a good lead.
Well, it's about bomb squad defense. Tay Marks still coming, but doesn't work out. Warabile Mueti, one of several Muetis in the building. The other, those two on screen, his parents.
Yeah, that is the father of the number 25 Mueti, and they are based in Klerksdorp. You know, I know the father, and it's good to see the young lad finding a team in Albert College. He was in Portugal for a year or two, very serious in supporting his young man and wanting to give him that opportunity, and that support is priceless.
Here's a question for you. If you are not in the fortunate position of that young man that they'll support you, never mind pillar to post, but from Klerksdorp to Portugal, and Kwamhlanga What happens when you don't have that support structure, but you still harbor dreams of being a Fabian McCarthy, Section 10, Brighton and Congo, the list goes on and on.
Listen, it's very difficult, and they say we a fatherless nation, and that is what most of our players are falling short of when it comes to that final hurdle, that push, that support, that structure, because family for me is everything, and hence I'm saying it's priceless. To see parents are doing it, one can only say that the player must be blessed, must feel special, because most of the boys don't get it.
Importance of the DDC on and off the pitch. Ask Lily William Mofoking, he'll tell you as well. Yeah, to that story, leaves the ball behind Bashir Rubisi. He's very shy at goals, but thus far the game has been low on chances, as both teams have been goal shy. 5 to play, or 4.5 before referee's half-time whistle. It's not pleased by something. Ooh.
No, it's just that lunge from Walter's right knee as they were coming down from that challenge. No intention at all from Walters to make such a tackle.
We've had goals in all previous 4 games, Febo. Is this going to be the first stalemate, scoreless draw? Here's an interesting statistical anomaly for you. TX Galaxy, the only side in the division yet to draw after 10 games. 6 defeats and 4 wins. The man has 6 goal difference on 12 points. 3 points today, I tell you, would lift them right up into 7th position, where Chiefs are currently occupying that position in the division. What have you made of Chiefs this season? I know they lost the likes of Dandi Onkos and Corsi to TX Galaxy, and the goalkeeper go to Milford. Several players moved around, and it's almost a new look team, but you're defending champions. You're always going to have a target on your back, and you're going to make headlines when you draw as much as they do this season. 5 draws from 10 games.
I think for Chiefs is defensively they've been struggling with, you know, those injuries and those that you mentioned that has left the Diski setup. And I mean, those were crucial players that were part and parcel of the winning team.
That's a beautiful pass, slid in expertly behind the Orbit College defense. The first real chance, a sliding run from the man in red, Wakai Moeti. Look at that pass there, defense splitting pass.
Yeah, I think Moeti just put his foot underneath the ball and he just got it upright. Temba, he should have closed it down and allowed the defender to go out of the field and then look for a player that was inside the 6-yard. But these chances, they might regret not making use of them, because it's the second one now they got, Galaxy, and they move it over the crossbar.
Just finishing off on the Chief story. They're in action, by the way, tomorrow against Orlando Pirates in a big Soweto derby. No wins in the month of November thus far. All draws. That's 4 points from the last 4. At least they then turn the corner against Polokwane City. I should say all those draws coming in the month of October. And the first win, they had to wait the whole month. You know, back to winning ways for Marcos. I guess.
Listen, you can say what you want for the past 5 games, even if they have lost. But tomorrow's game is totally different. Tomorrow's game will change the whole complexion of the look of this season's Diski Challenge, and it can change a whole lot of things. So it's either one is going to gain, one is going to lose, or one is going to cruise.
Ooh, I see what you're doing there. Question is, who's cruising for a bruising? And tomorrow, put your head on the chopping block, Feb. I'll get your answer to my question shortly. Let's see what transpires from this throw-in to the chest of the 22-year-old Ubisi. They somehow work it to the far post. That's the game's opening goal, I was going to say. But somehow, he meddled it up. No sugar for him. In fact, it's a song to look from the coach.
Good first touch there, Temba, bringing it down onto the right foot. But again, you could see he couldn't find it in that far corner. Did everything right, but then the upright just didn't allow that ball to bounce off it and even bounce into the goals.
That was show as an offshore account that he was going to open his account there. I got ahead of myself, but still 0-0 after 30 minutes or so. Chances slowly starting to appear more and more offside from Ubisi.
I think the game is opening up more now, and Albert College are slowly but surely trying to settle, because Galaxy, you can see continue with the game.
Febo, who do you think will be the happier of the coaches between Date Machet and Clara Zimtsweni?
Look, Mtsweni for me has a game plan, and obviously you can see they taking control of the game, charge of the game. But like you said, when they in the opposition half, that final pass, that ball to the strikers are not coming as quick as possible.
Into the box, here's something from Wedi. Use of the outside of the foot, and then slides it through the beaten keeper's legs. We've been waiting for it. Oh, you're about to get it. That's that dig. All smiles. Even the floor manager is happy.
That's what the game just needed. Temba goal, his fourth goal from it, but you could see how he just made his way there and allow Moeti to take control of the ball, and he played him back pass. But again, defensively from over there, they were just not making sure that they stopped the ball or closing that pass there through the leg of the defender and of the goalkeeper, Caporno. Poor defending.
Poor defending indeed. Judging by that goal celebration, Tay Marks missed the brief on what was going to be done when it goes in, but it has been done. Finally, a goal being scored. 3 minutes before half-time whistle on ball. This game needed that moment just to wake things up and shake the foundations. It is Cornel Gushan-Man out of Kempton Park's fourth goal of the season. And it's a pretty important one at a pretty important time of the game as well.
Yeah, just before the half-time break. And I'm hoping Albert would have think they could go into the break with the score still at 0-0. Not a good time to concede a goal, but a good time to score a goal.
where they don't have goals. Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Still 0-0. Bafana against Zambia. Starting for Team RSA, Williams, Mutao, Bogazi, Sibisi, Kabini, Mukwena, Sitole, the chef, Muremi, Apollos, and Foster.
That's a strong lineup.
It's a pretty strong lineup for friendly. Catch the comments of Coach Hugo Bros as well, just speaking ahead of the game, giving a verdict on the likes of Masindi, Namatangela and Kileto Makala. And also outlining the prospects of featuring in this game today. Tenjana and Skukuru United playmaker Makala receiving the maiden national team call-ups. Duo be very keen to impress, but don't get a start, but potentially could feature in the second half. Of course, the Matenjal has been recently in pretty good form for Pirates. In that highly competitive midfield region. Okay, keeper. Having you played football for many years, a student of the game, which page of the textbook is that one?
Listen, there's way too much time left. The whole second half, there's still for this. I really don't know what Nkosi was thinking or doing with that, because there you waste seconds. There's no time wasting on that one, because you're still in the first half.
Yes, that one is from detention on ill class. Naughty from the captain. Right, 2 minutes of injury time. One of those has expired. Galaxy almost undoing their hard work. Here's Male Dip. With RD Redren Dickett. Back to goal. He's been doing that extremely well. Gusak produced one of the key chances in this half. He's in that mode of attack. There was a pass from Mueti and the vision that saw and complemented the movement of the young striker for his fourth that separates the two sides. Maybe McCarthy, your thoughts of the half as you have seen it?
Well-deserved lead from TS Galaxy. They were not really in control of the game, but they had more possession of the game. It's just that their possession was going sideways, and they're finding it difficult to get the balls direct to the top marksman. As for Obert, I think they need to change, and they either start going to change and press TS Galaxy high up.
The back four defending Kopano Sekoa's goals. Here's Makama Arandoa. Had a bit of an issue in the first half. A bit of an injury, but he seems to have come over that. Market. Defender. Alongside me is Fabian McCarthy. You think would have been the conversational point in the halftime break?
Yeah, I think from the side of Overwood, from Coach Cabello, was to try and press high and maybe change a bit of the formation in the field of play. Because as for Galaxy, they came out the same way. They're playing a 4-3-3 formation. As Obert are going with a 4-4-2, but still, they still allow Galaxy to start at the back and also dictating terms, and the rotation of the ball was good from Galaxy in the first half. One would like to see how Obert is going to stop and try and press them high and not give them so much time on the ball or have so much ball possession.
Speaking of ball possession, I looked at the halftime stats, 75-25. Morbid College with 0 attempts on goal with 25% possession. How do you score only 25% of the ball? That's one for Coach Kabela Machete to figure out, Fabs.
You'll never score with that position from the total of 100, you have 25%. That's just a quarter.
Good cross to the striker who sweeps it with his left foot. It was an awkward looking finish, but Cornel Gusan was in again. Open College almost TKO'd for a second time in the game.
Great cross from Walters there. I think Gusan should have either get more power behind the ball, although it came on its weaker left foot, but make sure you connect with the ball, or at least force the keeper to dive and not just play it into the part of the goalkeeper. But a good cross here from Walters.
On a sixpence, a striker's delight from a 21-year-old Walters. And I'll tell you what, Gusan did well. Would have seen it late because it looped over the defender's head. Manufactured a chance nonetheless. We'll pick it up from the corner. This time around, it's going to be Marks. On your marks, let's go. Attacked. It's in Gusan. Had to react quickly. Acted late. Was on target though. Chances piling up for the home side. Early chances.
I must say, I like the corner kicks that's been taken from Marks. He picks up Marke, and then you could see he's playing it behind where Marke is at the far post, and then Marke just played it in, and Gusan there again, finding himself in a good position, but then again the header towards the goal wasn't really troubling Kopana.
Here we go, isn't Gusan? Clearly a character. Told you he's from this area. Block is away, almost into the way of non-rushing attacker. The College haven't started the second half. Oh, keeper. Taking chances.
I mean, Nkosi could have just played it there to his defender, Lacamp. That was open there, but he wants to beat the striker. And Temba, just play it simple, keep it simple. When you're in your danger area, don't take risk.
I think he's a man living on the edge. The boredom is kicking in for Kosing Matela between the goals for Tix Galaxy. And that's conceded 19 goals this campaign. Gusan is in. It's in Gusan who sets himself and finishes it stylishly. It's a prize for the man who's doing it for Kwamhlanga in Mhlanga, because it's one of theirs. Double dose of shit. 2-0. Holy College. Oh, the examination thus far is proving difficult.
See Moeti there on the ball, taking his time, but I must give credit to Gusan, opening up well. Again, the defending of Obert wasn't good. Temba, you either hold the line and allow Gusan to go and run offside, but he controlled it nicely, look up, pick his spot, and just slide it across the body into the far post.
That was a proper striker's finish for the Kwamhlanga Secondary grade 11 student, Gusan.
What I like of Gusan is his positioning. He finds a way to position himself right. Even look at the cross from Walters earlier on. And even the header from Market there, he finds himself in a good position, and that is smart for a striker with his physique, his height. He needs to know how to make those runs and not waste energy and fetching the ball from the corner flag and wanting to step overs. Keep it simple, stick to the basics. Positioning is very good from Gusan.
Gusan, not the most stylistically pleasing strikers you've ever seen. What a big boy. what he lacks in style, I think he's made up in substance. That's now 5 goals for the season for the youngster and counting. Reminds me of some striker that used to play for Chiefs as well, big burly striker. We'll get to that soon. Here's the attack. Into the box and to grateful hands of Matela. Still not doing things easily. It's going to save with Cornel Gusan's movement and finishing ability. Serge Giroud, that's who he reminds me of. Yeah. Finally, the name came to me.
Yeah, Serge, the Ivorian, yeah. But yeah, it was a bit tight and tough competition that time for him because remember, Mbesuma was still there. Yeah, so
3-time Toff.
Yes, that's the man who come to mind with. But you know, Temba, striker of Busan, it's my type of striker. I will play him any day, anywhere, anytime. Even in a 5-a-side game, I will play him because he can score, he can contribute, he can create.
Flag should go up. And it does. On the rare occasion Subisi has been able to get any sort of service, at least get the ball in the net. And I think the lack of service for the player in picture, because his team doesn't really score too many. 5, a paltry 5 from 10.5 games. Now for coach Kabela Machete's side, that is the lowest of all the 16 teams. Second is Magesi with 9. Question for you, Fabian Mokapu. Shit. Nice turn there from Ganabo. What sort of striker, if you had the chance to build a striker to play up against yourself, what are the traits that you hated going up against?
Obviously, a nippy, speedy striker. One that comes to mind just quick is somebody like a Nombete, you know, but which is difficult to mark because physically he's not going to compete with you. He's going to give you space. He's going to try and not get close to you, but get quick away from you as possible.
It's a great point you raise. I was watching international great Rio Ferdinand's segment on his podcast channel, and he spoke about different types of strikers where you play a Fernando Torres as compared to a Suarez. Of course, this is at the highest level, and he said he often preferred a striker that you could get a hold of, and you know you've been in a physical battle. For the ones he struggled with, and once he got home and his wife asked him how's the game, he said, I wasn't sure if I played because he never got his hands on anybody. Players out wide, central in behind you, movement is the key.
Look, definitely you need to know your strength, you need to know your weaknesses, and the same you need to know of your opponents, the type of players you're coming up against or strikers you're coming up in each and every game. So I agree with Rio there.
I knew you would. Here's Ngusan. Good run. The reverse pass from Kolu doesn't reach the intended target. By the way, speaking of strikers, Maputi Kanyeza, he's popped up at Lutoto Tuva. He's the newly appointed coach. And, he's got big plans, he says, for the Motsepe Foundation Championship side.
Listen, I think we welcome him in the week there. Now we can't wait to see how he's going to get Leopards up and going and start getting points there. I know he's a coach that believes in all his players need to work, need to run, need to grind out results. As for good football, you don't really expect it from him, but we're expecting results as soon as possible. So we can't wait to see him in action in the dugout of Leopards.
I chuckle a little bit. I read in your statement, good football, attractive football. Maybe not so much from a former striker. Oh, by the way, Leopards 13 points below log leaders Kazakhstan. If you're wondering the shape of MFC, it's been a very interesting tussle. Milford and the likes. Kazakhstan's right in the mix. Automatic promotion. Yeah. And there now is Soko. Gives it to Khanabo. Can't find anybody. Confidence levels are dipping by the minute. Albert College. Ahona Moswenko next. Mosanko is draw. Walters. His bravado is starting to build. Man with the big build in Busan getting more and more involved. You can just see the confidence flooding back into this Rockets team. Look at the composure under pressure, and as soon as I say that, commentators curse with Dickin losing the ball. She almost gets back. They do eventually on hook or crook. Beautiful run by Antonio Dickin. Now Richards in the box, delays cross, gives it to Kulu. Big score updates for you. Bafana Bafana still courtesy of that Ozwanapolis goal. 1 goal to the good against Zambia. Here it's 2 goals and a 2-goal hero for Cornel Ngusa. That separates the two sides with 30 minutes to play. Out at the Allianz Stadium in Turin, the box putting on Springbok power, 20-9 for the Azzurri, a game that ended at halftime 10-3. Bomb squad, I think, is in effect there. Well, the under-17s in their under-17 FIFA World Cup match round 32 tie against the mighty Samurais of Japan are still 0-0. By the way, some of the names that are starting that one: Emil Vidboy, Selvin Stevens, Sean Els. Between the goals, as Lundi Sokhatebe, Nyaubu Floko, James Hitman, the starting 11. Gusa once loses out. South Africa, of course, their group with Italy. Looking to make it out of that particular encounter with Qatar and Bolivia as well in group standings. After 3, that's what they had. Today it's Japan. He's catching as well the comments of Coach Vela Kumala saying the biggest achievement he would take from the World Cup is making it out of the group stages. And I think that's a fair shot. I see you nodding your head.
Yeah, look, definitely you want to come out of the group stages, but then again, he mustn't set him that target and just get there and now leave it there, because we know out of the group stages into the second round, anything can happen, and there you go all out to see how far you can go. So I think he has achieved it, and I'm hoping that the boys can get one past Japan and go through to the next round.
It's been a pretty good sporting year for the Republic of South Africa. Bucks winning the Rugby Championship. The Proteas winning the ICC Test Championship. They're not doing too well against India currently leading by 69 runs or so. They encountered Sophia Gardens in the first test on the second day. You got Bafana qualifying for the World Cup. Now the 20s were out in the World Cup as well in Chile, and now the 17s at a World Cup. Is there anything the South African sporting fraternity cannot do? Are you not entertained?
Listen, I must say, a very good year for all sporting coaches across the fields. As a South African, one has to be very proud, standing up and saying Bafana is going to the AFCON, hoping they can win it, and they're definitely going to go far come the World Cup next year in USA, Canada, and Mexico.
Bafana, 22nd of December. We'll be playing Angola in a group with Egypt and Zimbabwe. Group B. At Angola, they play Egypt on Boxing Day. It's going to be another boxing match.
The whole group is going to box each other.
I like that. From the free kick now. They've not been at it in open play. Can it be an inspired magical moment from the set piece? And who dons the 13 jersey? Igarere Ramosala. There's Ramosala with a measured run-up. Too measured, too circumspect. And keeper Matela ends up in the corner flag.
This one is look at the man who jumped there, Temba, and defend the goals is there, Gusan. And again, I like the improvisation from Nkosi, the goalkeeper, knowing that he's way out of his goal line, throwing the ball, knowing that there's no ball boys on that side.
Of course, he's just stepping in from daily errands. Quick run through the scores. Sweden are winning 2-1 against Cannons, of course, in the Diski Challenge, the only local football that is on your screen, as you love it, of course. Chipa and Durban City 1-1. Golden Arrows, Amazulu, similar scoreline. Sundown stumping potential title rivals, you know, what many deemed a 6-pointer game. 3-1 in favor of Masandawana. Tix Galaxy pretty cush right now, comfortable, inspired by Konao Gusan. And surprise, surprise, Kosikapela Matela has got a yellow card for time wasting.
Remember, he did it towards the end of the first half.
You didn't like that.
And now the ref was just saying, you're trying to waste time and throwing the ball way over the advertising boards.
Ramosala, and who used to play for Sature, or rather RAC Academy. Oh, sandwich in between two players. He's it off for his teammate who takes it away from a dangerous area. Tsepo Zondo unwittingly though. This Galaxy right now moved from 11th to 6th with this current result. 2 Oval College substitutions about to come on in Bongani Kumalo, and not the tall one that you should pay for SuperSport United and Tottenham Hotspurs, but the one who's smaller and is a winger. Hamashe Mlambo is another player. Gusan, it's you, son. Yeah, there's, I mentioned earlier what the log looks like. 2-point lead Pirates have on Sundowns, and with a game in hand. So Galaxy, they are snug in 6. Chiefs in 8. They must hate to be in 8.
I think Tay Marks, his brother Jordan Marks is playing for Skukune. So there's brothers in the Diski Challenge. This is a family league then.
Following in the footsteps of the Paris North Twins back in KZN.
Remember the Patel twins?
The Patel twins as well. The way in
Coach
there.
Atta Zwani from Poch.
Got a joke for you, Fab. So if Jordan as well as Tay are playing in the garden and doing 100-meter races, at on your marks.
Listen, I believe the father was quite athletic and he was a sprinter at school. So hence they tried to see who's going to finish first.
Namashe Mlambo and Bongani Kumalo on for the next 21 minutes.
So there's a Sianda Kulu in this game, and
then there's a
now
Bongani Kumalo
that's coming in.
We're just a Fabian McCarthy away, I tell you.
No, you won't get one. You won't get that.
We got an Adian McCarthy. Not too far away. Here's a Mueti. 2 Muetis as well on the pitch. Warabi the Mueti and Mukai Mueti, not on the same team and not related.
Obviously a big surname in South African football. Remember the late John Dunga,
great player.
Dungi Mueti.
Original Napoleon himself. Did you see that possession stat? 28 for Orbit College, just 2 percentile up from the first half.
It's not looking good. It's not giving them any sort of whatever the team talk was in that halftime break. And the weather is so good, Temba. The players are not showing enough that show that they want to get the equalizer, they want to win the game. I feel in the next we can still get a goal from Busan and he can walk away with a hat-trick.
He's already put in a man of the match performance. My question is, if the first half you averaged 25%, the second 28, is that down to coaching? Is that something that they came into the game wanting to do? Or is that just the team dysfunctioning today?
It's everything that needs to be fixed for the next game. I mean, there's still 2 games, and if it ends like this, it's going to be the 6th game without a victory. And look, if you go into the break not winning or picking up points, come January, it's even gonna get worse.
Well, they started the season off with a 2-1 loss against the Chiefs, then followed by 2 draws against Polokwane City and Gallants, and then 3 back-to-back draws. One of those sandwiched in between us, a 4-0 hammering by Stellenbosch, but a draw against Richards Bay. The last encounter was 2-0 against Pirates. That's a yellow card. The first former college player to go into the referee Kamafelo books.
Yeah, that looked dangerous from Alifa there on Marks, and he's lucky that he never caught him on Marks on the shin.
Interestingly, Tayo Marks, here's one for you. They're playing Orbit College. He was homeschooled. He didn't go to any college. In terms of his academic improvements, you got Litabo Malete, his midfield teammate, plays for Clapham High. If you're a student of the game, you'd know the relationship between Clapham and feeder system they have. Oh, that's an indication of a sub for Maravile Moeti. As his parents watch on concerned, I'm sure. Leg in the end, ended up in a very awkward position there. More deep form of its player. Enough to see him stretch it off.
You say Wits Juniors?
Yeah, Wits Juniors, yeah.
Not the university.
Yeah, not the university, sir.
He's still at the college.
It's Eddie McCarthy's job at Wits University. It's going to be coming out for them next season. Give us the exclusive. It will not be. This is removed. Last 15 minutes or so. It's Tay Marks. Looking cross, led by a red shirt, but illegally so. A third most definitely would put this result out of reach for the college if it's not already. Getting up quite well, there was Rakam Konko, Duncan Village out in East London, played for Centre of Excellence as parts. That's in his first season, 18 years young, Rakam Konko. Keeper Mandela, where was he going? He seems to suffer from little losses of concentration. When he gets involved into fights, he does not need to be. As he never heard the saying, pick your battles. Kosingapela Matela. Fana 3 up and away for you at home. That seems to be the hardest ticket in town. 71 minutes on the clock. And the Springboks 27-14 out in Turin. Proteas with a 63-run lead in the first test against India.
That looks like an awkward
that was an awkward
landing there for the substitute Mlambo that just came on a few minutes ago.
South Africa against Japan 0-0 still. Under 17 World Cup. The changes to come here for coach Machete Ofinze Mashala. He's coming on as the third sub with less than a quarter of an hour remaining. Marks. Ethan Oka's just scored for the Boks to extend the lead out there. Is there no one else, in the great words of Achilles, the movie Troy, is there no one else who can beat the mighty Springboks? Siamtanda Police in our 100 not out. Great story. Kulu loses out now with Ramosana. He can get penetration as the rest of his team. It's been too sideways from Coach Machete's young side. I think they need a young break just to rework a few things and find some synergy and some version of confidence, whatever that looks like for them. That might just be the tonic as Date Mashaba's on the pitch. Offense Mashaba on for the injured Warabile Mueti. Box closing off yet another win. 32-14 against the Atsuri. I'd love to be part of that team. That's the winning team.
Definitely, Temba. That team doesn't take any prisoners. You can see when they go out there, they go out to win at all costs.
Final 3-0 as well. Last 15 minutes. A good day to be a South African. Not a good day to be an Auburn College fan, though. Here's Matsumani. Anotashange. Galaxy's performance as well in this campaign. They haven't had too many back-to-back victories, which I think is something that Coach Isantweni would be looking to improve under the mentorship of Ashley Makanya. They were a formidable side, mid-table side mostly throughout his tenure, but they could beat anyone on their day. Drop of a shoulder, clips it back post, in and around that region as Marks was on hand to nod it in. There was Leandre digging his footwork there.
Good save there from Kapano, because Marks was trying to just get it in the goal stem under the goal post there, but a good save from Kapano.
Less than 10 minutes remaining. Keeper thinks about it. As we are told, jersey number 18 is about to come on. Ukonaye Amakhela about to come on for Tex Galaxy. I was just saying with Ashley Makanya's tenure as head coach, head scout as well, he really built a formidable side. And I think this version, the Isantweni version, is still quite a long way from being as competitive as a good counter-attacking side, anyway, if that's the direction they want to go. And only back-to-back victories this season came against Durban City and Kaizer Chiefs back in September. Went on to lose their third one against Pirates, as most teams have this season. Picked it up again against AmaZulu at the start of October. Their only win since then was against Skukuna United 2-1 at the start of November. I do believe that Makhela is on. Perhaps have already started to put your mind around who potential man of the match?
Yes, definitely, Temba. I think for me,
let me guess where you're going.
You can see where I'm going.
Yellow card for Ikaneneng Ramosala. Oh, that's naughty there from a man from Satube, the Eastern Cape. Ramosala joined the side about now 3 years ago. I think all and sundry will say that all agree Gusa man of the match. He's also Mtweni as well. Just a brief history about him. Played for the likes of Wits and Mpumalanga Black Aces. Been with the club half a dozen years now. He's got a CAF license diploma. If you remember, Fabs, back in 2022, I know your memory's not the best at times. He was the DSTV Compact Cup technical director, Coach Mtweni. Applauds what he's seeing, he's liking what he's seeing. Makiele. Makiele, new entrant to this game, and from one mistake to another. At least they're up to almost 40% now, Fabs, but I think that's because the game is pretty much, I like to think, out of reach of Auburn College, barring a upswing, a major upswing in performance. Who else has caught your eye in this game, barring young Cornell and Gusan?
Another one from Galaxy that had a solid game is number 15, Mueti. I think he has a hand in both assists and also the free role he's having in that midfield. He's connecting with Gusan up front and getting the ball from his midfielders or the defenders. I think he had a solid game, Mueti, for Galaxy.
Thankful as taking the corner, Tay Marks. Try that approach. 3 corners in a row. Back post looping cross. It's not worked on all 3 occasions there is. Man who made his debut against Cannons earlier in the year. And Tay Marks, pretty efficient counter. Gusa thinking about the hat trick. Thinking about the hat trick. Of course, this side's back in action mid-November. Auburn College at home to Durban City. And TX Galaxy will be away to Abafana Best 10. Chipa and Chiefs, that's going to be a chilling one to watch, depending on the scoreline, because Chipa, like we said, are capable of putting 6 or 5 past anyone, as have proved. Orlando Pirates and Richards Bay, that could be something as well to dream about. Both teams high up on the log with progress in mind. Sundowns and Polokwane City who will rise and shine in that one. 3.5 minutes to play in this one.
Looks like it's going to end this way. There's no really chances that's been created in the last few minutes.
He's also been good, Lakam. Solid. Hasn't been tested too many times because of lackluster passing like that. The tally just before kickoff for match day 1. Diski weekend was 11 goals. You can add the 2 now. You do the maths. Decent opening return on match day 1. Still games coming your way tomorrow as well. who's in play. You got Polokwane City Magesi, the sub, to enter the pitch as one hobbles off, one hops on. Lihle Mkawele. 2 minutes for Mkawele. Richards Bay playing Skukuna United tomorrow in Chiefs and Eskama Kepula, Amakosi. There's a Mnyamangengai. After school is after school. Of course, ahead of tomorrow's Soweto Derby, Chiefs won the last one and the one prior to that. So the wheels have turned. I remember many years when Orlando Pirates would get the better of them, particularly when Kel Salmon was coach, and they could always get a result out of Chiefs despite their form in the league. You ought to get up for that one, but for the last couple of seasons it's been Vela Kumalo and the combined brain power of himself and Dylan Shepherd that Shepherd Chiefs with their first ever title win. Not happening though this season, but I'll tell you what, form out the window. Tomorrow's game is going to be about substance and firepower within rather than who's way on the log.
Yeah, it's going to be the first derby for the season in the Diski Challenge and even in the Betway. The one is coming next year, but yeah, I think we're looking forward to that game. That game is going to be the last game tomorrow afternoon, and I definitely expect Solomon Matangu to be at least in a good capacity for a good game tomorrow between Chiefs and Orlando Pirates.
3 minutes of additional time. Japan, by the way, taking the lead against Tamachimbos 2-0. Under 17 FIFA World Cup. Difficult for Vela Kumalo's side there. Yes, sir. Can't win them all, I guess. Springboks won, the final winning. Protea Fire was more like the start of a bride. And under 17s were under fire.
And they are trailing 2 goals to 0.
Just to get your thoughts on this encounter. Both teams started in 11th and 16th respectively. Galaxy with this win would see them bounce back into the winning column after a humbling 6-2 defeat at the hands of Chipa. They now move into 6th, while Obi College, guess what, they stay in the same position they started the day, rock bottom. Your summation of the game, sir.
Look, I think it was a fair, good enough game for Galaxy coming into this game, being the home team and also dictating terms from the start of the game and being rewarded with those goals and having all that possession. And on the side of Obert, I think they need to see how they can then make up for these games, finish the year and obviously come back in Jan to bring more firepower, or maybe wait. What the coach was saying is waiting for some of the players that are writing exams to come back and just give a bit of oomph to this team. They look very flat today, and I think the weather suits both teams. But as for Obert, they never come with so much power or energy to show that they really want to win the game or get the result from this game.
I think well said there, Fab. There's Six Galaxy will be looking particularly that January period, because both sides tend to have an upswing in form, for particularly those in the lower half of the table, as they have players returning. A lot of teams are affected by the school curriculum and penning of matriculant exams. Look at Ngusan, he's still in grade 11. You've still got other players as well in grade 12. Warwick College is back to school for them, and maybe they need a bit of one-on-one tutoring lessons